So the Houston Rockets have been one of my favorite teams to watch this season, and one of the main reasons is because of Amen Thompson. It's crazy to me. He's only 21 years old and already one of the best perimeter defenders in the league and just overall defenders impact-wise. And he has the argument for being the most athletic player in the NBA. I'm not going to lie. Whenever I watch the Rockets, I'm just questioning why is he not getting over 30 minutes a game? But I'm also conflicted because by saying this, I don't want to make it seem like the Rockets and Ime are doing a bad job at developing him, because my feelings are quite the opposite. They have so many young players on this team mixed with veteran players, and he's finding a way to get the young guys in there and pretty much everyone while winning. And that's hard to do with a young team. So here's the thing. We don't have a big sample size of him starting. It's only happened twice this year versus the Wizards, bad competition, versus the Clippers, good competition. His better game was actually against LA, 22 points, 4 assists, 8 rebounds. So in those two starts, he's averaging 17.5 points, 8 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game in 33 minutes per game. You can't come to any conclusions off 2 games, obviously. However, personally, I just would like to see them empower him more offensively. I want to see him handling more on the ball. I understand he's very good off the ball as a cutter, offensive rebounder, and lob threat, but I really do think they let the fact that he's not really a shooter get to them. Oftentimes, teams will just play off of him as he's dribbling, and you can tell in his head it's kind of ingrained that he's just looking to pass most of the time. If I was them, I would be like, dude, attack, attack, attack. And who cares that defenders are playing off of him? He's so talented with the basketball. He's going to make things happen. I feel like there's too many possessions where he's just standing in the corner, not really doing anything. I personally just don't think they draw enough stuff for him in the half court to get him downhill off a screen, dribble handoff, or something like that. So a player he reminds me a lot of is Jalen Johnson. I feel like both should get the same usage because they both have great size, similar strengths and weaknesses, similar styles, amazing in transition, amazing downhill attackers and finishers at the rim with great point guard like vision. But they both have suspect jumpers from 3, but both also can occasionally hit that midi off the dribble. However, Jalen Johnson has way more on-ball freedom in Atlanta. They use him way more on the basketball. I will mention he's a bit older, 23 years old, more experience. He's in his 4th season, so maybe that's the reason. But here's my argument. As a pick-and-roll ball handler, Jalen Johnson has 67 possessions total in that situation. He's averaging .70 points per possession. That's in the 18.2 percentile. Meanwhile, Amen Thompson, only 39 possessions as a pick-and-roll ball handler, 1 point per possession. That puts him in the 76.1 percentile. If you don't know what percentile is, basically the higher, the better. I'll read you the definition, just in case. They show the percentage of a sample the player is at something. If Lonzo Ball is in the 60th percentile at a stat XYZ, that means he has a better than 60% of the competition in stat XYZ. Obviously, it's a small sample size for both of them. And honestly, maybe if you give Thompson more reps, he gets less effective. But I think it's worth the Rockets investigating it. And the main reason I say that is because the Rockets struggle offensively, especially in the half court at times. If they were like the Boston Celtics, I'd be like, okay, everyone's in a perfect role. They don't need to improve. Amen Thompson is perfect in what he's doing. But since they could improve in that regard, I'm like, why are they not trying more stuff? Because based on the eye test, I'm seeing when Amen is on the ball, he's making stuff happen, but it rarely happens. And because it rarely happens, he's not as confident as he probably should be. And he's not willing to make mistakes, which kind of holds him back. I just think a focus point for them should be get Amen Thompson downhill with the rock in his hands. Most of those opportunities for him just happen in transition or just randomly because nothing else is working. I feel like their focus with Thompson is just all about defense. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Let me know below. I just believe in him so much, and I think they could be squeezing a little more out of him. But again, I'm biased because I really think he has crazy potential.